A warm welcome back. I'm Sage and you are watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the Economic Corner, where we update you on all the biggest global economic announcements. The first update is coming in from the United States. President Joe Biden has announced that the US will share 60 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine with other countries. The move is to help nations struggling with rising COVID-19 cases. Though no announcement is made as to which countries will receive the doses, but demand is likely to be high from India, which is battling with a rising number of new infections. Meanwhile, there are reports that the European Union will sue AstraZeneca over supply shortfalls of the vaccine. Brussels said that AstraZeneca breached the deal of vaccine supply to the EU and there are delivery shortfalls. On the other hand, AstraZeneca condemned the move and said that it would strongly defend itself against the litigation. Moving on to other news. The Singapore and Hong Kong's air travel bubble is reported to begin from May 26th with just one flight a day. On the other hand, US and Brussels are working towards an open travel system for vaccinated Americans for a better summer tourism. Now, updates from economic data announcements front. At the monetary policy meeting held today, the Policy Board of the Bank of Japan announced the following. Number one is the yield curve control. The bank decided that for the short-term policy interest rate, the bank will apply a negative interest rate of minus 0.1% to the policy rate balances in current accounts held by financial institutions at the bank. On the long-term interest rate, the bank will purchase a necessary amount of Japanese government bonds without setting an upper limit so that 10-year JGB yields will remain at around 0%. Number two is guidelines on asset purchases, where the bank decided to purchase exchange-traded funds and Japan real estate investment trusts with upper limits of about 12 trillion yen and about 180 billion yen respectively. The bank will also purchase CP and corporate bonds with an upper limit of outstanding 20 trillion yen in total. The bank will also continue qualitative and quantitative monetary easing, aiming to achieve price stability target of 2%. Moving on to the next economic update. China's local authorities have slowed the pace of debt sales to finance infrastructure projects this year. This clearly indicates a gradual tightening of fiscal policy as the government shifts its focus toward risk control. As per Bloomberg data, local governments have sold or plan to sell $34.3 billion of the so-called special bonds in January to April to fund shantytown renovations, highways and other infrastructure investment. So economy's strong recovery is clearly giving signs of monetary and fiscal tightening in China. Next up is announcements of IHS Markit PMI survey data. As per the data release, the Australian economy has rebounded in early 2021 from the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic restrictive measures that hit domestic demand during 2020. With economic growth momentum improving rapidly, the Australian economy is forecast to grow at a pace of 3.2% year-on-year in 2021, following an estimated GDP contraction of 2.4% in 2020. The latest flash IHS Markit PMI survey data for April have shown a significant upturn in both Australian manufacturing and services activity at the national level. State-level PMI survey data also showed strong expansion in output and new orders in New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland during the first quarter of 2021. The survey data also shows early signs of renewed expansion of exports after protracted headwinds due to the ongoing trade sanctions by China, which have continued to impact on many Australian exports of goods. The German IFO survey revealed that almost half of German manufacturers reported disruption to their supplies of parts or materials in the past month, which is the highest level for 30 years. The disruption including shortages of semiconductors, plastics, rubber and metals added to a new coronavirus containment measure. As a result, businesses' confidence rose by a smaller than expected amount this month in Germany. And next up is news coming in about yet another Chinese tech giant under the scanner. The takeaway delivery and lifestyle services platform Meituan has come under antitrust investigation by China's market regulator. And this is the second investigation by the regulator. The first one was on Alibaba, which was fined $2.8 billion on abusing market dominance. Now for the upcoming economic events for the day. The earnings calendar is loaded today with major companies like 3M, Alphabet, General Electric, HSBC, Microsoft, Starbucks, Texas Instruments, United Parcel Services, Visa, Novartis and others announcing results today. Most important event would be the Federal Reserve's two-day policy meeting, which starts today. The US consumer confidence number for April will also be released today and will be keenly watched. Thanks for your time watching, and that is all for now. Stay tuned with Kalkine TV for more live market updates, and we will be back with more news on markets, economies and diverse themes and sectors. This is Sage signing off.